herself has spoken on collaborating with Kanye West after the controversial interruption from Kanye during a Taylor Swift award reception at an award show several years ago, and they never thought that Kanye West and Taylor Swift would ever be able to coexist or produce or collaborate together. But now the rumors are holding up, and Taylor Swift and Kanye West are going to be putting out a song sometime throughout 2016, 2017. I'm expecting great reviews from this one because you have the style of Kanye West joining forces with the style of Taylor Swift. Can you imagine the diversity that we're going to hear in that single, along with all the diversity that we're going to hear from Taylor Swift, no matter who she collaborates with throughout 2016? It's going to be awesome hearing the new stuff from Taylor Swift as we find out how she's going to possibly top the success of 1989 Bad Blood. How can it be done? It remains to be seen, but if anyone can do it, it's definitely Taylor Swift. And I really appreciate how Taylor Swift, along with trying to keep her similar image from about 2008, 2009, she's also trying to change the complexity of her image too. She may be being looked at as going a little bit too far, a little bit too drastic after comparing herself to celebrities like Miley Cyrus. But I mean, who hasn't gone down this treacherous path or this precarious road? Everybody at some point in their career has been seen going down this treacherous and very precarious road. Ariana Grande is one of the latest ones to venture down this road, which is why I've been very questionable about some of the choices that people like Ariana Grande have been making through the photos and the videos they've been throwing up on their Facebook fan pages with the millions of fans that people like Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift have. You can kind of question their choices in life to kind of change the complexity of their image, but I think that Taylor Swift's diversity has really kept her out there in the public eye, and you're going to do whatever you can to garner attention for yourself, especially when you're up for so many awards, just to get those nominations, just to get the vote count in there from your fans, to garner the support that you need to take home an award nomination like Album of the Year. I mean, Taylor Swift has got to be feeling very blessed and very privileged to have gone as far as what she has with her career and lasted this long, because about in 2008, 2009, nobody ever thought Taylor Swift would be as big of a success as what she did. Neither her fans or her agents or her publicists ever thought Taylor Swift would have lasted this long, but she has, and she has produced more number one hits than anybody within her age demographic ever has before. The likes of Selena Gomez or Demi Lovato, we have never seen anything like this done, and I don't think we're ever going to see this reduplicated ever again. I think that this is only going to be a one-time thing that we're going to be seeing from someone like the likes of Taylor Swift. How are you ever going to produce another Taylor Swift 4 or 5 years from now? To say that can be done would be somewhat of a gamble. So for me to say that there is going to be another Taylor Swift 4 or 5 years from now, it would be looked at as somewhat of a gamble on my part to do so, because I mean, how can you duplicate the success of Taylor Swift in one singular year? I think it was between 2010 and 2011. She was worth over $110 million. That was more than anybody producing music in her age demographic, her category, or anyone at that time. $110 million, as I reiterated there for you. I mean, who else was able to produce that much money throughout 2010, 2011? In 2014, she came in second on the celebrity earnings list, only second to Beyonce's $116 million, earning $64 million in just 1 year of her career. That's over $200 million. Putting it into perspective for you and doing the math for you, in just 2 years of her over 7 through 8 year career. She hasn't even been doing this 10 years, and in just 2 years earning close to over $200 million. I mean, it's just amazing how much Taylor Swift has earned in so many years of her career and just a short period of time. It just shudders me to believe, how far Taylor Swift is going to come. I shudder to think how far Taylor Swift is going to come along probably 3 or 4 years from now. She's going to be up for even more awards and probably being even more recognized than what she already is right now. Now, was I ever a Taylor Swift fan? Yes, I was a Taylor Swift fan. Who out there was never a Taylor Swift fan at some point in their life? Her earlier music, her country music like Tim McGraw and Our Song, really big fan of those, and I was even more a big fan of the album Red, released in 2012. I can't say whether or not I'm really a big fan of this new change in Taylor Swift, this complexity change in the way of an image for Taylor Swift that we have seen, especially throughout 2014, 2015, off the success of her album 1989 Bad Blood. One of the things that always comes up in conversation and resonates is the fact that Taylor Swift has changed so much in conversations I've had with many Taylor Swift fans, and I do concur with what Taylor Swift fans believe to be true about Taylor Swift. The fact that her image has definitely considerably changed through the years of her career. She's definitely gone through an evolutionary or revolutionary process in her career. Call it what you wish, and people are recognizing that, especially her fans. And when her fans recognize their evolutionary process and change, this metamorphosis that Taylor Swift has gone through, that really says a lot, because Taylor Swift is doing what she wants to do, and that is get the attention of everybody, even though it may be looked at in a very precarious way and a very treacherous path for Taylor Swift to be headed down. The fact is she is getting the attention of her fans and the attention that she wants. And with that attention, with all that negativity or positivity, whatever way it goes, it works both ways. Taylor Swift will get the recognition she needs to be nominated for Album of the Year and possibly win Album of the Year by the time it's said and done. For all the information on this, by the way, you can go to our website, taylorswift.com, and you can find out information on how you can cast your vote for the awards that Taylor Swift has been nominated for. You can also get insight, a sneak peek at some of the stuff Taylor Swift has got coming up in 2016. Tour dates already announced, and of course some upcoming projects in the way of confirmed projects and rumors that have yet to be confirmed being discussed also over at taylorswift.com. On Facebook and Twitter, she's always keeping her fans updated. On Instagram, she's always posting photos and videos of herself wherever she is. She's always keeping us in this informative loop, and that's something I can never tell you how much I appreciate from a celebrity enough, keeping us within this informative loop of information when it comes to where they are, what they've got going on in the way of hit singles on a Billboard chart, what they're doing for charities. It's just so fun keeping up with all these celebrities. I always go to FacebookFanPageList.com, and I always look up several celebrities to keep in an informative loop of information in regards to my favorite celebrities, and Taylor Swift is someone who I always appreciate getting this information from, either it be on Facebook or on Twitter. She's always keeping us updated on what she's got going on, and I can tell you how much I appreciate that. And Taylor Swift's fan wagon is getting bigger all the time. I shudder to think, how big her fan wagon is going to be 4 or 5 years from now. Just looking at the success of 1989 Bad Blood, they were saying that Adele's album was probably never going to be able to beat the 2.5 million copies that her previous album had sold when it was released. And with her comeback, she definitely surpassed that. But I mean, Taylor Swift, how is she going to be able to be taken off the pedestal she's on right now? Even Adele being presented with a challenge to do that, in my opinion. Adele and Taylor Swift, it's really a toss-up as to which one is the bigger celebrity in the world right now. We'll definitely see a lot of diversity if there ever was a poll thrown up on a website. Who is the bigger celebrity, Adele or Taylor Swift? I think we would see a lot of diversity from both those selections on a poll of who is the bigger celebrity in the world right now. Now, Adele may have beaten her $2.5 million record sales that she saw from her previous album with her new album released just a couple of weeks ago and her return. But the thing is, Taylor Swift is still the queen of award nominations, and she still can compete with the likes of Adele regardless of how much publicity Adele is receiving off of her recent return. There is really nobody who can hold a candle, in my opinion, to someone like Taylor Swift, unless you're a legendary pioneer performer in the way of a Metallica or a Motley Crue or something like that. There's really no way you're going to be able to hold a candle to the success of Taylor Swift unless you're a legendary pioneering performer who's been here for forever. And obviously these legends are always going to be considered some of the biggest in the world, so without a doubt they're probably the only ones that are going to be able to compete with Taylor Swift. But even Taylor Swift has seen a fair share of collaborations with legends over the years of her career, and deservingly so. To say that Taylor Swift hasn't deserved what she has gotten and been handed throughout her career would definitely be something where we would be jumping the proverbial gun and jumping over the proverbial barbed wire fence, but we're not going to do that because I think that Taylor Swift definitely, even though I could find time in criticizing her for everything she has got going on in 2015 and could be having going on in 2016, I'm not going to criticize her because she definitely deserves credit where credit is due. There have been times where I have supported Taylor Swift. There have been more times where I have hated everything Taylor Swift has got going on in both her professional and personal life. But the thing is, Taylor Swift has always put herself out there. She's been very exuberant. She showed an overflow of energy and enthusiasm and tremendous work ethic, and those qualities alone deserve to be being put over by Taylor Swift fans and just people who don't even know anything about Taylor Swift. But again, I'll reiterate what I said here earlier. Who the millions of people following music don't know who Taylor Swift is? That's the thing. I mean, everybody out there knows who Taylor Swift is, and I think that everybody, can have themselves spoke for with me saying that Taylor Swift, without a doubt, is one of the biggest celebrities in the world. Off this album, 1989, we have heard hits like Shake It Off, Blank Space, Style, Wildest Dreams. The list goes on and on and on. Number one hit after number one hit for Taylor Swift, seeing more number one hits than any previous Taylor Swift album has ever produced, and that includes albums back as far as 2008, her self-titled album Taylor Swift, albums like Red in 2012. I mean, it definitely speaks for itself. Her resume is becoming more impressive all the time, as if it already wasn't impressive enough, and we can get away with saying, I think, that Taylor Swift is one of the biggest celebrities in the world. You can vote for Taylor Swift for some of the awards she has been nominated for in the various categories by going to several websites for information. I know different entertainment news websites that blog about this sort of thing have information on how you can vote for Taylor Swift's recent award nominations, and you can get info by going to taylorswift.com for tour dates, upcoming projects that have been confirmed and have room for confirmation as well. It's all at taylorswift.com, and don't forget to subscribe to her on Facebook and Twitter. I think she would appreciate that. On Facebook and Twitter at the same, Taylor Swift, and let her know what you think in a reaction and a response out of some of the stuff that she's got going on. She is definitely the queen of award nominations, and that's the headline for the graphic I've chosen to use for this week's video blog over at Jonathan Clarke 22. The queen of award nominations. Without a doubt, Taylor Swift is one of the biggest celebrities in the world right now, and deservingly so, and I think she's going to stay that way for a very long time, because when it comes to Miss Taylor Swift, I don't think, regardless of how you feel about her, whether you like her or you don't, Taylor Swift is not going anywhere anytime soon. And I think I speak for everybody when I say that. As a conclusionary statement I can use to wrap up this show this week on my YouTube channel at Jonathan Clarke 22. I'll reiterate it again for you. She's one of the biggest celebrities in the world, and Taylor Swift is not going anywhere anytime soon. And I firmly stand to that and firmly believe that she is not going anywhere anytime soon. Magic and Don't Kill the Magic off their debut album is coming at you next. I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I will see you next week. You're listening to HEW Entertainment Radio, home of radio show host and columnist Jonathan Clarke.
If you want space, you could have it. If you want change, you could have it. Sleep on your